Right, this company is headquartered in Hong Kong. Interesting story. It kind of existed already. Remember, that's when the cell phone industry is established. So when Hong Kong became independent in 1997, they set it up and registered it there. But of course, it is the largest mobile operator in the globe. It has a market capitalization of $272 billion, Bronwyn.
PE
How much
here?
is that? That's like 3 trillion rand.
Well done. PE of 15.2, dividend yield here of 3.1%. Now, from an investment theme, global investment theme perspective, you want a piece of China, then this is the way to go. You've got the technology element to it.
Yeah, so this is a very professionally run company. The interesting thing about the Chinese market is it is absolutely enormous. 800 million customers. That's hard to even get your head around. But of course, mobile telephony and mobile devices very popular in China. They have very few children and they have very bad weather. So the only thing you can do is look at your cell phone. There are people that play games. We know that Tencent has that big business where they, provide gaming platforms and chat methodologies for people. That's extremely popular. The problem is China is well known for being a very price competitive market. Lots of different operators. China Unicom is almost as big as they are. And as a result, the margins have been razor thin over the years.
And that doesn't bode well for future growth, unless there's some game changer in play.
Well, look, let's look at the share price chart. We've got clients who've owned China Mobile for about 8 or 9 years, and it has not done especially well. It had a nice run up, as one would have expected, in the early sort of dot-com tech days. Since then, it's been extremely heavy sledding, and the reason is exactly
that. You don't have
that.
any exposure now, or do some of your clients still have
A couple
exposure?
of our clients do still own this one, but it's been a long and arduous ride, and I don't own any personally. I think the important thing to note here is that mobile companies do well provided the governments in the countries they operate in allow them to price the product at a level which gives them a good return on the capital required. Because we all know that as the network gets more and more loaded with fancier and fancier handsets, the cost of that infrastructure and the backbone behind it just gets more and more and more expensive.
So you don't need excessive regulation to basically cap the top end, is what you're saying.
Excessive regulation is a problem. So any market where the government seems to think that prices are not allowed to rise is a problem, because the customers demand a quality service which requires infrastructure spending, base stations and all of that sort of thing. If you don't have it, well, then the margins are thin. And in China, that doesn't seem to be a problem. It's
and if
regarded,
you can't make money, you're not going to invest the relevant capex.
Yeah, so the valuations don't go high. But you can see that given the scale of the business, 272 billion rands worth of market cap is still formidable. And I suspect that they will do better in time, because remember, once you have a country covered with all of the necessary fiber lines between your base stations, to go from a 3G tower to a 4G tower isn't the same kind of expense that's involved in putting the tower in the first place. So I suspect they will continue to do well, and I think it's an interesting one. I've actually sampled their services in both Hong Kong as well as in China, and it's functional and fine and all the rest of it.
Good to get that on-the-ground analysis.
Yeah, whenever I go to one of these countries, I make sure I get the sim. I'm going to go with hot on this one. I think it's had a long, quiet slumber, but like most things in China, it's a giant that's about to wake up.